good morning or afternoon, good day, mate. So this is Bill with Normal Bill TV, also known as Crazy Bill TV. I came across this awesome story since it's kind of North Fork season at this time of the year in August. I want to read you this story. It's see if I can find it here. It's being weird. Okay. Um, what happened is the car ran into the river on the North Fork. So here's what it says. This is by Jeff Landers, Micah Barker, and Sarah Landers. Jeff and Micah, they were the two rescuers of this person. So I'll just say it. I'll just read what they wrote here. So it says, story time. Yesterday, after a long day of paddling, let me get this glare down. No, I need it up more because my eyes can't see. There we go. Yeah, again, yesterday after a long day of paddling, I ran into my buddy who looked like he was itching to paddle. I offered to run the canyon, staircase, or lower five. We opted for a lower five. Sarah ran our show. At Put In, there are several other groups getting ready, so Mike and I quickly got ready and into the water in front of everyone. As we worked our way down, having a great joy lap between the two last rapids, Juicer and Crunch, Micah surfed a small wave and I eddied out right. As I sat in the eddy, a car traveling southbound on Highway 55 came off the road, careened down the bank, smashed into a rock, flipped over, and landed in the North Fork, upside down, in an eddy, and about 2 to 3 feet of water. I instantly ferried across below the car and attained up and around. As I came around the back of the car, I could hear someone banging from inside the car trying to get out. I jumped out of my kayak, threw it up on the rocks with my paddle, raced to the car, grabbed the back door handle, and yanked it as hard as I could to pull it through the sand. Looking in the car, it was very dark and full of smoke from the airbags. As I reached around, I finally felt a hand and grabbed hold and yanked the man out. He then informed me there was a disabled woman with him. At that time, as I came around the back of the car, Micah had gotten there and out of his kayak. I opened the back door and saw the woman's head, barely above the water, asking for help. I held her chin, keeping her head above water. She was held. She was pinned between the two seat backs. Micah opened the front door, and I told him to find the seat back lever. Once he pulled it, I was able to lift the seat flap or up out of the way, and then grabbed the woman's head, pushed it underwater as Micah grabbed her feet, and we pushed her out. We were then able to get her out of the water and up onto some rocks about this time. A few bystanders, a few bystanders up on the road where there were, Micah instructed them to call 911. Then the other kayakers we saw at the put in started showing up as we had about 12 to 15 kayakers, one being a doctor, and she was able to take charge and stabilize the lady and start accessing her condition. A raft outfitter on Highway 55 had a raft table we used as a backboard. Forest Service law enforcement and two police sheriffs had made it on some. We were, let's see. Forest Service law enforcement and two sheriffs had made it on the scene. Law enforcement, two sheriffs made it on the scene. We were able to strap the lady on the backboard and buckle line her up the steep rock bank and get her up to the road. Once we had gotten her to the road, the ambulance had shown up. We then paddled down to Banks to a nervously anxious Sarah. We then just decided to go eat at the shame. Sarah at the shame, soak in the hot springs, and camp one more night. Sarah and I went and looked today at the spot before coming home. The pictures from today, the car landed upside down just downstream of Big Rock and River. I was able to get to them quickly, 30 seconds. The water was shallow and the car landed on sand. The doors were not locked or blocked with rocks, only sand, and the fact that we were on the North Fork. If any of those things had been different, not surely they would have gotten out in time. Stay safe out there. And this is the picture that I just read from. So yeah, it's pretty amazing. Sometimes sometimes you need to go boating because you're there to help, not just for yourself, but to help others. So I thought that was a cool story that It's funny how sometimes everyone's there when you need them. You need your rescuers, and there's a doctor. A friend of mine did some crazy climbing route, and it was hard aid climbing, like A4, and his pitons popped, and he actually decked. And luckily, there was a doctor, a nurse, and an attorney hiking that day, and they were within. They heard it happen. They heard him scream. They were within a minute or two of him. So after his incident happened, they were able to get to him. So yes, so that was a crazy story. Good to hear that all things turned out good. So your boating skills isn't just for you. Sometimes it's for other people. Because I know most boaters are not afraid to dive in the water. We're like Labradors. We love the water. So yeah, again, that was with Mariah is the one that she lives in Boise. Mariah does. She's the one that I found this off Facebook. So yeah, Jeff Landers and Micah Barker, and their shuttle driver was Sarah Landers. So shout out to you guys doing an awesome job, acting quick, thinking quick, and everybody helping. Even the outfitter had the backboard or the table to help get them out and expedited quickly. So yeah, I mean, if the water was over their head, they were there even quick enough to make sure that didn't happen. So, because they were there within 30 seconds. I've been told you can hold your breath for 2 or 3 minutes if you really, 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 really have to. So, anyway, this is Bill Guyman with Crazy Bill TV. As always, be kind to others. Remember, it's all class 2 plop and drop until you